Part 2, we're just getting into the thing where Hathcock, he's talking about how snipers had to... Basically, we're going to continue with Carlos Hathcock. We're going to continue with that story. Hathcock laughed. You want to get good? You want to eat good? Learn how to type. They'll have you over Hill 327. Sitting around camp getting fat in a heartbeat. No thanks, Burke said. I'm no pogey. Hathcock headed for the chow line near Hill 55's mess tent. One of the last good meal for another week, he thought. Tomorrow's chow would be standard peanut butter and cheese entree. Resting on a tablet on the side, Hathcock sat on the edge of his cot and wrote another letter to Joe. She had no idea that he did anything beyond instructing Marines in marksmanship. The only job that she had known him to do in the Marine Corps outside of the competing on the rifle team being an MP for a while. She had no way of knowing that her husband, a soft-spoken country boy, was now the Marine Corps' deadliest sniper. He told her a little of his job. He had written about being an MP at the Chahule and how he hadn't liked it. She had been relieved when he wrote in October telling her that he had been taken out of the MPs and was now with his old shooting teammate, Captain EJ. Jim, land forming a new school to instruct Marines in marksmanship. His letters told her how he missed her, but they never mentioned going into Indian country to hunt and stalk Charlie. A New Bern, North Carolina, Joe Hathcock picked up her daily copy of the Raleigh News and Observer from the delivery boy. A pogey is slang for a Marine, such as an administrator, clerk, or typist who worked in an office. Marines could convince pogies to do special administrative chores by offering them candy, soda pop, and which is appropriately called pogey bait. Oh, we're about to get into some real cool. Had tossed in the front yard of 1303 Bray Avenue home. She had slipped the green rubber band off the large, tightly rolled newspaper and opened it to the front page, as she had done each day since her husband's departure for the far side of the world. She looked for news war, turning to the column marked Service News. She hoped to read about whom she had and Hathcock might know. She sometimes clipped items, sent them to Carlos. Her eyes found a paragraph headed Scout Sniper. It told the Marine Corps' deadliest gun in the Vietnam. Carlos Hathcock. Joe's hands trembled as she read of her husband regardlessly crept into the enemy territory alone. There was only the one other Marine, and stalked the Viet Cong. Story began. Here's the story. We're going to read about this. I'm going to do the newspaper man. A scout sniper with the 1st Marine Division Vietnam earned praise from his commanding officer for making life miserable for the Viet Cong, Sergeant Carlos N. Hathcock, a New Bern and one of several expert marksmen, credited with killing more than 65 enemies, firing at ranges of 1,125 yards. Hathcock and the crew had been picking off better than 2 enemy a day, without a friendly casualty. Joe quickly folded the newspaper and walked in the house and slammed the front door shut. And she never had liked Carlos being in the Marine Corps. She hated Vietnam. She tolerated the Marine Corps because Carlos loved it so dearly. She had often felt jealous of the Marines, especially when he spent nights away from home with the rifle team competing. Now she felt fearful and angry. Joe Hascock sat at the kitchen table and her young son playing in the floor near her chair. She sipped a cup of coffee and she wrote her husband a long letter. In the darkened hut half a world away from the New Bern, North Carolina, Carlos Hascock licked the envelope's flap up and pressed it shut. He addressed the letter to and jotted the word free on the upper right-hand corner. No tax, no stamps, he reminded himself. Hascock laid the letter on his foot locker and flipped open the Zippo to light a cigarette, his last of for the week. A week. Yeah, sorry about that, people. I had to pause that. Fucking my roommate keeps on walking in here. You ever get that feeling, when you, because at my grandpa's, I would sit there and try to make a YouTube video, how people like to walk in and check on you and all of that all the time. So I'm just telling y'all, he likes to walk in. He just stood there and got his headphones. I already know tonight he's going to try to stay up, so it's like, fuck, man. I don't want him staying up. Because I've been going to bed, late lately, because I've been going to bed late all the time this week, and it sucks. And then he sits there and, watches TV and all that stuff, and he doesn't even watch it, so it's like, why even fucking bother, watching TV if you're not going to watch it? Or be like me, just sit in your room and read a book. His last for the week. While in the bush, Hascock wanted to smell like the jungle, not tobacco smoke. The Viet Cong could smell the stuffs a mile away. As the Marine Corps' best sniper, Hascock had a healthy respect for the abilities of his foe. A pinch of chewing tobacco generally kept his nicotine craving controlled. With lights out and only the glow of the cigarette illuminated in the side of his hard-backed hooch, he lay and listened to the sounds of the nights and the war. Carlos Hascock lay back on his air mattress, thought about home, and his 25th birthday. He sighed, 25, my car insurance will go down. I get pay raise and 8 years in the Corps. It don't seem like it. Seems like yesterday when Daddy came home from Europe and brought me that old Mauser rifle. Boy, those were the days. I could barely lift the thing. I must have been 10 or 12 years old before I could finally got to where I could take aim with it. Hascock closed his eyes and gentle rain began falling. He listened to his patter on the sandbags that ringed his hoosh. He quickly fell asleep. So let's get to it. Then Chapter 2, Nature of Things. So people, I'm going to make 3 videos tonight because like I said, this is getting really good. So I'm going to upload these 2 videos right now. So like I'm saying to you, and I'm only going to say once, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and comment, and make sure you hit that notifications for the next video. Have a good one. I'll talk to y'all here in a little while. Bye.